Ever lie down at night, close your eyes, and suddenly your brain says, "All right, let's start a movie. No ticket, no warning. Full HD imagination. You're not asleep, not awake, just stuck somewhere between reality and a story your mind is directing like it's trying to win an Oscar. 1 minute you're just trying to sleep, the next minute you're the main character in a completely made-up life. You're having conversations that never happened, winning arguments you lost years ago, imagining scenarios that will probably never exist, but somehow feel very real in that moment. This is the psychology of people who make their own stories in bed, and if this is you, don't worry. You're not weird, you're not childish, and you're definitely not alone. It usually starts when the world finally goes quiet. No notifications, no people talking, no responsibilities screaming your name, just darkness and silence. And silence is dangerous for the brain, because when there's nothing to react to, the mind turns inward, and that's where the stories live. People who do this often have very active inner worlds. Their brains don't like being idle, so when the body rests, the mind says, "My turn." And suddenly, you're imagining a future version of yourself. More confident, more respected, finally saying the perfect line at the perfect moment. Sometimes the stories are sweet. You imagine being understood, being appreciated, being loved in ways that feel missing during the day. At night, your brain gives you what reality didn't. It's not lying, it's compensating. Sometimes the stories are dramatic. You imagine confrontations, explanations, emotional scenes where people finally get you. You explain yourself perfectly. Everyone listens. Everyone realizes they were wrong, and you walk away calm and powerful until your alarm rings and ruins everything. There's a reason this happens more at night. During the day, logic is in charge. Tasks, deadlines, survival mode. But at night, logic goes to sleep early. Emotions stay up late, and emotions love storytelling. Your brain uses stories as a way to process unfinished feelings, things you didn't say, things you couldn't do, things you wish were different. So it creates a safe space where you can explore them without consequences. Just you, your pillow, and a very overqualified imagination. There's also control. Real life is messy, unpredictable. People interrupt, things don't go as planned. But in your head, you control everything. The dialogue, the ending, the version of you that exists there. That sense of control feels comforting, especially for people who feel powerless or misunderstood during the day. And here's something interesting. People who make stories in bed are often very empathetic. They think deeply. They replay situations not because they're obsessed, but because they care. Of course, the brain has no chill. It doesn't know when to stop. One story turns into five turn into a whole series. Suddenly, it's 2:47 a.m., and you're emotionally exhausted from events that never even happened. But here's the key thing most people miss. Making stories in bed isn't the problem. It's a symptom. It means your mind has too much unexpressed emotion and nowhere to put it during the day, so it waits for the night. It's not that you're living in fantasy. It's that reality hasn't given your inner world enough space. And no, the solution isn't just stop thinking. That's like telling the ocean to calm down because you're tired of waves. Instead, noticing the pattern helps. Understanding why your mind escapes into stories makes them lose some power. Sometimes your brain just wants to be heard. Sometimes it wants reassurance. Sometimes it wants rest, but doesn't know how to ask. Your mind is creative, sensitive, deep. You don't have to finish every story tonight. Some thoughts can wait till morning. Some versions of you don't need to exist to be valid, and some peace comes from letting the story fade before the ending. Because sleep isn't just rest for the body, it's also rest for the mind. If this felt a little too real, you're not alone. Like, subscribe, and stay here for more psychology stories that understand your mind, not judge it. Good night, and let your thoughts rest too.